Welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, your weekly dose of strategies and mindset tools to build a business in alignment with your purpose and to get you playing a bigger game. I'm your host, Nicole Lano. Hello and welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Lano, and we're here with one of our new mini-sodes that we have for you here. Tentatively calling them Mindset Monday, but I don't know if that title is necessarily going to stick because I don't know what they're going to be. They're really our way of giving you a quick hit at the beginning of your week, something to think about, something to take into your week, something to help shift you. So put the title aside. Here we are. Before we get started, I do want to draw attention to the masterclass that we have coming up. The masterclass is going to be on November 2nd. I'm very excited about this. This is going to be all about navigating emotional authority. So it's going to be about the solar plexus center, specifically for the people who have it defined. So if you are an emotional authority, this masterclass is tailor-made for you. Now, if you're not emotional, but you want to take part in the masterclass because your partner is emotional, your kids are emotional, it can be very, very beneficial for you as well to go on this part of the ride with us as well. So I encourage you to join us there. Go to nicolelano.me/emotional and register for the masterclass there, because this is honestly, everybody needs to know their authority. It's going to be what's driving better decisions in your life. It's going to be the biggest voice that you have. But if you're emotional, it's even more important because it is complex. It's the most complex of all the centers. So really understanding how it operates in you is going to make or break your progress and expansion in really truly living your design. So please come to that. Please register at nicolelano.me/emotional. Today, I want to talk to you about I'm going to give you a little overview of what the transits are. And then I want to focus on the gate that is in the energy of the sun right now. So the placement of the sun. So the transits, what happens is the way that your chart gets imprinted, how you get your chart is that's where the stars are aligned, so to speak. Planets are aligned at the moment you're born. And then also 88 days before you were born to give us the conscious and unconscious sides of our chart. And each of those are represented in gates. And the 64 gates on your chart, that's all the numbers that you see on the chart. Now, if you have them colored in, it means they're defined. If they're not colored in, they are not defined. And the gates we haven't talked about them on the show specifically. We've talked about them in episodes, but I haven't done a gates episode. But the way that the gates show up, they're very specific energy. Now, you notice, like if you're looking at the chart just visually, the centers are the 9 shapes around the chart. And then the channels are the lines that connect the centers together. And then there's numbers within each center, there's numbers, and there's numbers at each end of a channel. There's a number at each end. So what they're doing is we're getting smaller and smaller visually. So we're getting into finer and finer detail of your energy. Centers are a bigger, more energetic theme of that center. It's what it does overall. And then the channels they connect to centers. So you're actually getting the energy of 2 channels that are kind of combining and speaking to each other. So they're kind of greater than the sum of their parts. And then we have gates. And gates are the singular number, the singular energy inside that center. So we're going to be talking about a gate from the spleen today. So if you take the spleen is the center of body awareness, intuition, and survival and safety. And then each of the gates within the center, within the spleen, are some form of safety, body awareness, intuition. It's speaking some piece of it. And what it makes up is all of the energies of that splenic awareness. The spleen is an awareness center. And then the transits, so that's how your chart gets imprinted. And then every moment, as we're orbiting and as we're moving, the stars are in different placements, but we're still experiencing that. That's the energy of our atmosphere at that moment. So babies who are born right now, this is their imprint. But we experience that as the transits. And the most powerful one is the sun. The sun is where we get 70% of our energy. It's where it enters us. It's 70% of it, which is why your conscious sun whatever your conscious sun gate is going to be the biggest energy in your chart. But the sun is in a placement of a gate at all times. And today, the gate is in gate 32. And gate 32 is in the spleen. And gate 32, it connects the spleen to its pairing partner would connect it to the root, that channel. It's the channel of transformation that it's part of. But this gate 32, so when a gate comes into the cosmos, when it's in the sun, we're going to pick up on that energy. So if you have it defined, it might feel like an amplification of something that you already feel. If you don't have it defined, it can, maybe you have the other side of it. Maybe you have gate 54, and that would complete that channel for you. So it does different things for you. If you have it open normally, and now it's in the sun, now it's transiting into the sun's energy, you might feel this energy. So it's interesting to know that these are kind of, I look at them like the theme that we're all kind of living for that week, because they last for 6 days, the transits. Every 6 days, the sun moves into a new energy. And this week it is gate 32. All right, the time of this recording, it's gate 32. Now, gate 32 is all about it. All of the gates of the spleen, what I wanted to talk to you about, why I thought it was worth bringing up, it is the gate of duration and the gate of continuity is how we look at this gate. You kind of just intuitively know when something is right. Gate 32. So there could be a lot of awareness here where the gates of the spleen are all about awareness. So in the high expression of them, you're just like, I know this is right, and I will jump into the unknown with faith. Because faith is always the high expression of the gates of the awareness centers. Faith beyond the thing, faith in the energy of that gate. So having the faith that the thing that you believe in, and if you're listening to this, if it's your offer, if it's your business, if it's your, moving to a new city, I know this is right, right? That the opposite side of it. So you might be feeling really empowered right now. You might be like, I just know, just have a deep knowing, because you're experiencing this energy right now. But conversely, the low frequency of it, because we can always be in high or low frequency of any energies in our chart and any energies that we are experiencing. So sometimes when the sun transits into a new gate and we don't have it defined and we're not used to it, it comes in and it can shake us a little bit. It can feel like a lot. So one of the things that you might find is that you might feel like you are afraid of failure right now, because that is the low frequency of this gate. The low frequency of this gate is the fear of failure. So I really believe in this thing. I really know that this could work. I believe in it. I just know. I have a deep intuitive knowing. But the fear is it won't work out. What if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? So I wanted this episode to be a little reminder to you that what if it doesn't is a choice to feel and believe that. And if you're feeling that in a bigger way right now, it might be because that is the energy, that's the low frequency of the energy that's all around us at the moment for the next few days. But you have a choice to believe in what if it does. But what if it does? Trust your knowing. Trust what you know. This gate just reminds me of like, this gate is the embodiment of those quote cards that we used to see all the time. Like, but what if I fall? Oh, but darling, what if you fly? That is this gate. So I want you to think about that. I want you to be like, but what if I fly? And you can think of me saying it like that. The next time, like if this week you find yourself overwhelmed or feeling, because every gate of fear, the gates of fear So the spleen, the ajna, and the solar plexus are all awareness centers, and anything that's awareness, the low frequency is fear. So it's going to be, and the gift of the gene key here is preservation and really being able to persevere and to go through. So contemplate that. Just really lean into that. If it can go bad, the opposite could also be true. Now, this is always true. Just right now, that's the theme of this week. So I wanted you to have that. I wanted you to know about that. Go forth and prosper, my friends. Remember that you are only limited by the limitations that you accept. And when you stop accepting those limitations, that is when you become limitless. So go out there, be limitless, my people, and sign up for that workshop, because if you are an emotional authority, it is for you. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. If you loved this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. And if you want to stay in touch with us, we would love to have you as a part of our Facebook community, Practical Manifestors. It's a community for process-driven women looking for clear and actionable steps to embodying a life of wealth and alignment. Join us at Practical Manifestors in Facebook, or go to www.innerceogroup.com.